Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Go ahead and let me know who you are and where you're here from. And there's a poll there. Just tell me about your webinar as well while we wait for everyone to come along. So who you are, where you're from, just into the chat box, and just vote on the poll there. Can everyone see the chat box? Can anyone let me know if you can hear me? Just give me a yes in the chat box if you can hear me. Good one, thanks, Larry. Can you see me? Can everyone see me? If you can give me a yes in the chat box there, if you can see me. Good one, thanks, Philip and John. Yeah, so just tell me who you are, where you're from. Tell me a little bit about your webinar, and go ahead and from Liverpool, Philip. No probs, thank you. So it must be about 8 o'clock in the evening there for you, I think, Philip, if I've got my time right. Yeah, just to go ahead and let me know who you are, where you're from, your webinar, what you're doing on those, if you're running one live at the moment, anything like that. While we wait from the Netherlands. Oh, very good. Austin, no webinar yet, no problems. John from Oxfordshire, nothing yet, no problems. We'll just wait a couple more minutes for the latecomers to come along. If you've just chimed in, there's a little poll there. If you can just let me know what sort of webinar you're doing at the moment, if you're doing any. Where you hear from? Philip from Singapore. Goodness, must be early in the morning for you. From Morocco, goodness, I'm not even sure where that is. Abdelali? Abdelali, is that the right way to pronounce that? 4 a.m. in the morning in Singapore. Yeah, thanks, Philip. Good of you to join us so early in the morning. Feel free to just go to the poll there for me and let me know where you're at, if you've done a webinar yet, if you are doing them live, or if you are currently using an evergreen or recorded webinar. Hi, David from Scotland. Preparing your first webinar, how to dominate your market in 3 simple steps. Okay, good one, Raymond. Very good. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate that. If anyone else has got webinar details to share, let me know. And just go ahead and feel free to fill in that poll while we're going there. All right. So welcome, and see Tom's there in the background. Hi, Tom, and hi, Joe, and hi everyone else who's here today. Thank you for joining us. Christy from London, not done a webinar before. Okay, no problems, no problems. So who here wants to double their webinar sales? And who wants to double their webinar sales without increasing their marketing spend? There's only a couple of us on here at the moment who are running webinars, but let's think about the process. And thanks, Larry. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, good. So that's what we're here for today, how to double your webinar sales, spending less time in your business without increasing your marketing spend. Okay, so let's kick off. Let me just get going. What if I told you there's one big problem in your business right now, and that is you're not following up and you're letting thousands of dollars slip through your fingers. The fact is most businesses don't follow up or don't do it effectively, yet more than 95% of sales are made after 7 interactions. So if you want more sales from your webinars, what do you think you have to do? This can be interactive. You know, you can hit in the chat box for me. If you want more sales from your webinars, what do you think you have to do? 7 to 5 times. Yeah, good one, Philip. You've got to follow up. You've got to follow up. Exactly right. So wouldn't you like a business where you get to enjoy more of this? So to me, this is in Kakadu National Park in Australia, and I spent an evening there with a group of friends. We hiked up to the top of this rock. Don't ask me what the rock was called; I can't remember. But we had a little picnic up there and watched the sunset. All while the follow up in my business was happening automatically. Okay, and or wouldn't you like a business where you get to enjoy? When my clicker starts working, bear with me just a moment, more of this. So this is my favorite beach on PP Island, where I can lay on the beach and sip cocktails, or I can be down under the water, diving under the water in the ocean, all while the follow-up in my business is happening automatically. Or this is combining two of my loves, spending time with loved ones and traveling the world. So a few years ago, I took my mum around the world, and I couldn't do that and stop the business for the 5 weeks that we went away without follow-up happening automatically in my business. Now, this picture for me, this is the picture for me, but this picture for you is going to look a little bit different, isn't it? It's your picture, but it's got to be your reason why you're here and the reason why you're going to keep driving forwards in your business. So who is this for? This training today is for small businesses, coaches and consultants who are using webinars to generate sales, okay? Already making sales from webinars, and you're selling directly on the webinar. Or you're using webinars to book coaching calls or strategy calls. This is a strategy that's used for high ticket items, to sell high ticket items from a webinar. Now, you're converting customers on strategy calls. So you're either selling from the webinar or you're booking people in for a strategy call and then converting them on a strategy call. You can be selling anything. It doesn't matter. This process is the same for any product, any service that you're selling, and you're not getting the sales that you would like. Now, the important thing here is this follow-up process that I'm about to teach you today is good for live webinars or good for evergreen webinars as well. So in the next 45 minutes, I'm going to teach you the 3 things you don't know about follow-up to get double the webinar sales, spending less time in your business without increasing your marketing spend. Who'd like to know that? Good one. Thanks, Philip. One of us would like to know that. Okay, a few more of us. All right, good one. Good one. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So I see a couple of hands raised. I'll answer anyone's questions at the end. Or maybe you were putting your hand up to say, yes, you'd like to know that. So yeah, good one. Good one. Thank you. So why should you learn it from me? I've got a background in business and organising. I spent 7 years in Sydney running a chain of retail stores. So I know that face-to-face sale very, very well. And then I went into 7 years in project management here in Victoria, in Australia. I used to manage projects for companies like the Swatch Group, Melbourne Museum, the National Gallery, big businesses that have a lot of digital graphics that had to be changed over very quickly. For example, in the Swatch Group, there's 7 brands back then across Australia, represented in over 350 retail stores, and 3 to 5 graphics on each brand in every retail store. Every season there would be a new sale. Every season we had to change out all of those graphics within 48 hours. And so I put systems in place to make that process easier. So I'm a bit of a systems guy. I've been doing this since 2006. First, I was taught by Tom Huyer and Brett McFall. They brought me into their World Internet Summit business to manage this in their business. And now they come to me to learn how to do it. And in that time, I've automated more than $25 million in sales for my customers. And I now consult at $297 an hour, helping businesses like theirs and helping businesses just like yours automate the follow-up in their business to get more sales, to not spend any more money on marketing. I'm also an Infusionsoft certified partner and a KEAP certified partner. Now, Infusionsoft is the one that Tom uses in his business, the one that we use in the Click Seminars business, and the ones that I use in my business. But it's not the one that I choose to teach. We've got very complex things that go on in our business. I choose to teach in a system called KEAP, which is like Infusionsoft's little brother. And everything I'm about to teach you today can be done inside KEAP and make everything happen automatically. So it's also a little bit cheaper than Infusionsoft. So your entry point is cheaper as well. All right, good one. So I'm also a swimming coach. Now, I find coaching swimming is a little like coaching follow-up. You know, if you do the right thing in your stroke at the right time, you're getting faster, you're avoiding injury, you're getting stronger. And it's similar in follow-up. If you say the right thing at the right time, you're going to get more engagement with your customers and then get more sales as a result of that as well. I also feed off that teach and learn relationship. So if you've got something to, Philip, you can't swim. Okay, well maybe we can talk about that later. But if you've got something to add, or if you give me some feedback in there, then I'm going to give you more over today's session as well. So let's get into that. Now, you have this webinar that's a little bit like a car. Okay. So you get in the car and you drive it along just like you do in your business. Pardon me. And then you put some petrol in it. You spend money on traffic, putting petrol into your car so that you can continue driving it. So you can drive it a little bit faster maybe, and you keep it going. So what I'm going to do today is I'm not going to help you build the car. I'm not going to help you put petrol into the car. What I am going to do is I'm going to help you insure that car so that you can keep it on the road for as long as you possibly can, so that you can keep this webinar business going as efficiently as you can, so that you can keep your business running as long as you can, to make sure you get the most out of all of that. So who wants an insurance policy in their business? Anyone want an insurance policy in their business? Remember, yeah, good one, thank you. Appreciate that, very good, thanks. So so that we can make sure your car stays on the road and your business stays operational for as long as you possibly can, and make as much money as you can as well. So let me know if you're doing things the hard way. You're either crazy busy or you're dead quiet, okay? Your webinars might be going okay, but they're not going great at the moment. You know, you're making a few sales, but they're not doing everything they can possibly be doing. There are so many leads that just aren't attending, or aren't staying until the end, or aren't booking and buying. Okay, and so so this is a bit of a problem. You know, there's so many, and we'll look at the stats on that shortly. You're spending more money on ads doesn't necessarily equate to more sales. You just bump in more money and hope that the sales are going to go up, but it doesn't always do that, does it? And you're working so hard in your business to make ends meet, or even working so hard in your business to even make a profit at the moment. And you hardly have the time or money to keep promoting your webinar, and yet you know that this is the way forward for you. So it doesn't have to be like this. Let me tell you an easier way. More people turn up to your webinars automatically. More people stay until the end of your webinars automatically. More people buy directly from your webinars or buy from your webinars. More people, if you're booking in for consults, more people book in for consults from your webinars. More sales come in from those consults, all without any extra time and any extra effort. And no leads are falling through the gaps. We're converting as many of those as we possibly can. Okay. Now, I don't think you're taking things seriously in your business right now. If you're using a webinar in your business, I'm not sure that you are taking your business seriously. Now, let me tell you what I mean. I don't know you, and I don't know you personally if you're taking your business seriously yet. Pardon me. But if you're like most people I see, they don't take it seriously. As in, you've put together this webinar and you think it's okay just to run the webinar. I will do a webinar and people will come and people will buy from me. This is the mentality that I see from a lot of people, and it's not like that. It's like any other business. You've got to work at making all of the components fit. You think you're going to leave this training today and you're going to be able to do it all yourself, and maybe you'll piece together a little bit of what we discuss here today, this little bit here and maybe this little bit here, and you think that's going to be okay for you. And as a result of that, the results that I'm about to share with you aren't going to apply to you. Okay, these results today are from people who are go-getters. They're results that are people that have jumped in and done exactly everything that I say in today's training, and they've made it all work. So if you're a go-getter in your business and you do everything that I say, then these results I'm about to share with you potentially can apply to you as well. Is that okay? Do you understand where I'm coming from there? Good one, thanks. So, so I'm talking to the go-getters in the room now, okay? So would you like me to show you how you're going to miss out on at least half of your sales from your webinars? Good one, thank you. So this is how you're going to miss out on those sales, the things that we need to avoid. So first, let's have a look at some stats around webinars and look at why follow-up is so important. Now today, I'm not going to, whoops, my backup is not working. There we go. Lovely of that to flash up. I'm not going to show you how to run the webinar itself. We're doing everything else around that to make that better, okay? So let's have a look at why it's so important. 45 minutes is apparently the optimum time for webinars, between 45 minutes, an hour and 15, but we've got to say we've got a 45-minute webinar in these stats. Let's have a look here. So, so we've got 519 people registered, and we've got 165 live attendees. So this is low stats on a show rate for a webinar, 31%. Okay, but let's take a look at that. So from these stats, 354 people don't show up to the webinar. Now, on average, 50% of people leave early. So that's around 82%, or 82 people leave early. So that's 436 people that don't get to the end of your webinar. That's 436 people that you don't get to talk about the close on, where you talk about your appointment, pardon me, or you talk about your product that's coming after that, okay? That's 86% of people on your webinar that have registered for your webinar that you're not talking about the good stuff on. You're only talking to, you know, those 86% of people aren't even getting to that point, okay? Your retarget, good one, Raymond. Now that was a bad webinar, okay, with a 30% show rate. Let's look at this one with a 65% show rate and have a look at the stats there. So 221 registrants, okay, and 143 live attendees. So that's 65% show rate, okay? This is above average, okay? So let's take a look at that. So 78 people don't turn up. Of the 221 people, 78 don't turn up. Now, on average, 50% of people leave early before you get to the crunch line, okay? So that's 71 people leave early here. That's 149 people don't get to the end. That's 149 people out of 221 that don't make it to the bit where you talk about your product or talk about your appointment. That's still, on a webinar, that's so good, 65% show rate, it's still 67% of people you aren't getting to the crunch line on, okay? That's at least 67% of your marketing dollar that's being wasted. Even on a good webinar. Do you see the numbers here now? So wouldn't you like an insurance policy to put in place to make sure that you can talk to as many of those people as you possibly can? Yeah, good one. Thank you, appreciate that. So now, can you see where the other half of your sales are going? Give me a big yes if you can see where the other half of your sales are going. Yeah, good, thank you. It's in the 67% of people. You know, 67% of people, we're not even talking to this part of our audience on a good webinar. On a bad webinar, it's even more than that. It was 85% almost. So let's look at the average position, however, so we can, you know, just keep it down the line. So let's take a look at the average position. Say you've got 100 people register for your webinar. On average, around 50% attend, okay? So that's 50 people we're talking to already. And then on average, say 50% of those people stay until the end, okay? So that's 25 people you're talking to at the end of the webinar. That's 25 out of 100. That's 75 people aren't getting to the end. 75 people don't hear your full message. So then say you pay around $40 per lead for someone to register for your webinar. Now this is about the high side of average. Some webinars are going to be higher, some webinars are going to be lower, depending on that. Now that's $4,000 you've paid to get 100 people on your webinar. $1,000 spent on the people that stay until the end, and then $3,000 wasted on those people that don't stay until the end. So let me just go over that again. That's $3,000 wasted on the 75 people paying full. Yeah, good one. Thank you. $3,000 wasted of your marketing, whether it's paying for marketing, whether that's, the time it takes to get people to come along to your webinar. That's a lot of wastage, isn't it? So let's talk about putting that back into your business. Would that be okay? Yeah, good one. Thank you. So on average, and this is the lower side of average, just by following up with those 75 people, we get about double the sales, okay? Literally the lower side of average. Those half of your sales could be worth $3,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to you or more just by following up, okay? Super important. So then you can take that extra and you can reinvest it into your business, okay? You could be paying for more marketing with the extra that you're getting out of those people that you are following up with. In fact, doubling your sales could pay for all of your advertising. You could pay for me to do all of the follow-up for you. You'd be able to pay someone to manage your marketing for you and build a bigger business and be more efficient in your business. Does that make sense? It actually doesn't make sense to not be following up. It makes no sense at all to run a webinar and not be following up with your customers around the webinar. It's crazy. It's crazy business sense to not be doing it. So would you like to know how we do it? Give me a yes if you'd like to know how we do it, how to reinvest that into your business. Good one, thank you. Now, to be honest, you're here and I appreciate that. And I'm sure you'll have some great questions for me by the end of this. And you think you're going to go home and you're going to just be able to flick a switch and implement this all yourself with after listening to me today. And honestly, I think you need to have a better plan than that. I think you need to have a plan that's going to drive you forwards, okay? So let's take a look at that. So we need to follow up, and we need to follow up in these three key times, okay? Now I'm going to go into these in much more detail in a moment. So the first one is when someone does or doesn't take the action that we want them to take. So action is the first point. And there's 4 action points around a webinar that we want people to do. The first one is we want people to register. Do we agree? We've got to get them onto the list first, don't we? And then the second one is, what do we want them to do after they register? Not a trick question. We want them to attend, don't we? Show up. Exactly right. Exactly right. Thank you. And then what do we want them to do after they attend? After they attend, we want them to stay until the end. Good one, David. I think you might have seen this before. And then at the end of the webinar, what do we want them to do there? Want them to buy. Exactly right. So they're the 4 key times that we're going to follow up based on action. So we're going to, when someone registers, we're going to reward them. When someone misses the webinar, we're going to follow up with them. When someone stays until the end, doesn't stay until the end, they early exit, we're going to follow up with them. And then when they get to the end, but they don't buy or they don't book, then we're going to follow up with them as well. 4 key times. Just by implementing these 4 action point emails, you can increase your webinar straight away. I'll show you how that's happened previously. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build some trust, okay? And so if someone registers, attends, stays, books, but doesn't actually take the action that we want them to take, generally it's because they don't have enough trust in us yet to come and spend 45 minutes of their time or an hour of their time with us, okay? And so what we have to do then is start building some trust to take their trust with us from here up to here so we can get them onto the 45-minute webinar. So there's the trust phase of our follow-up. And then when they get to the end, and they haven't taken the action that we want them to take, then it's the conversion phase. That phase is all about getting them to buy or all about getting them to book if you have that strategy session sort of sales process. That all makes sense so far? So there's action, there's trust, and then there's conversion. Okay, so we're going to talk about the action right now, but I want to show you what we've done and what we use to make it easier for you. So I want you to meet Allison Garrison. Now, Allison had a problem. She made $13,991 from her webinar or from the follow-up. That's a good problem to have, isn't it? Yeah, good one. So let's talk about a problem. Her webinar was below average, okay? But it's lucky she had this problem. She didn't realize her webinar was below average, but she had this problem. She was also scared of failure. Can I get some hands raised or some yeses in the audience? Who's scared of failure? I fall into that category. I try and control everything before I launch something so that I can make it the best it can possibly be. Yeah, good one, good one. So Allison was also scared of failure. In fact, she was so scared of failure that she made it her mission to control absolutely everything she possibly could. And so she came to me to put a plan in place, to put some follow-up in place so she could get the most out of her webinar. And the solution was this, okay? We did some action-based follow-up, only the action-based follow-up. We didn't do the rest of it at all. Okay, and these 4 emails that we put in place, the 4 action-based emails, were worth $14,000 or $13,991 from Allison. Would you like to see what the 4 emails were? Good one, thank you. So this one is the welcome email or the registered email, okay? Hi and congratulations is basically what we're doing here. Let's get them to start taking some action, okay? I'm Allison from, I can't remember her business name, I apologize, an organization dedicated to helping people bring improvement to their emotional and physical well-being. You've just signed up for my webinar, whatever the name of the webinar is. I just wanted to welcome you and let you know what to expect from me. So what we're doing here is setting some expectations. This is what makes this email so powerful. I'm going to give you free, practical, realistic tools that may be applied to your everyday life immediately. So this is from the webinar she's talking about. These help you achieve the balance of career and personal life you've been looking for without the need for finding huge amounts of extra time. My ideas, which I'll share with you, are proven methods which I've been working with, sharing for years, methods which are So, you know, this is just telling you about what to expect on the webinar. I can see you're interested in finding solutions to stress, overthinking, and burnout. So she's talking in the negative here. She's talking, you know, 80% of people are motivated by moving away from pain. So we talk about that pain in this process. And I know that I'm going to be able to help you in here. So in addition to my webinar, finally, the 30-second secret to having it all, the straight line to success and balance in your career, that's the name of her webinar, relationships and mindset. I'll be giving you direct access to my most practical and exciting blog posts, case studies, and weekly seasonal tips and content. So what we're doing here is setting some expectations that we can deliver on later and start building some trust straight away because we're delivering that, you see? And then it scrolls down a little bit more about the business. And then the first thing we want people to do is take action. Go and register for the Facebook group. Go and follow me on Twitter. Okay, what we do here is we start to develop the relationship. So Allison took my templates that we have and she reworded it to be about her business. And that's one of the emails that made her $14,000. Now, the second email, of course, is when someone misses the webinar. I was waiting there, I'm waiting, but no problems. So this is Allison, the founder of insert her business name. You booked a place at my webinar and the name of the webinar automatically merges into there. Don't worry, I know what it's like. Things crop up unexpectedly and upset the best laid plans. If you're still wanting to stop stress, see here we start talking about that pain again. We start digging them in the ribs, reminding them of the pain they're experiencing in there. Why not join the hundreds of other people who've gained benefit of learning these strategies? You're in luck. I'm going to have another session. Click here, register for it now. And in actual fact, this is for this template that Allison personalized is for her evergreen webinar. Yeah, turn the knife, exactly right. This is for her evergreen webinar. So we say, come along and register for the very next session, you know, register for that now. Then the third email is when someone attends the webinar, but doesn't stay until the end, okay? And this template was this one. This is Allison from her business. I noticed that you had to leave early from my webinar. You missed the best parts, okay? But seriously, I want to be sure I was giving you what I needed. You were looking for, what you were looking for, sorry. If I missed the mark, I'd love to know something about it. Was I on the right track for your needs? Was the webinar not what you expected? We're asking questions here. And we want people to hit reply and engage with us because those people that do are the interested people. Those people that do are the ones that will, you know, potentially develop a relationship with you and go back and take the action we want you to later. Now, remember, if you want to create change in your world, you need to make steps forward, watching the change, blah, 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 blah. Click here to register for the replay. Now, when we did this particular replay, thank you, David, this particular email sent people to a replay rather than to the next live session. Now, we've tested it, and since then we actually send people to the next live session instead of the replay, okay, in an evergreen layout. And so watch the replay now. Now, the final email is when someone stays until the end but doesn't book in for a session or doesn't buy the product, okay? It's exactly the same format, tested it in both formats, works both ways. So this is Allison, the founder of Business Name. I was very pleased to see you at my webinar. I hope that you found it valuable and walked away with some new ideas and techniques you could immediately apply to your life. But perhaps you have some questions, do you? Now I have a question for you. Why didn't you take advantage of my free consultation? Now, in the template, this for selling directly from the webinar, it's why didn't you buy my product, basically? I'm not asking to press you into anything. I'd love your feedback. The consultation is 100% risk-free. You know, the product comes with a 30-day guarantee. Does it seem too good to be true? Just either book now or buy now, or hit reply and let me know what you thought. And people do hit reply and start engaging with you, and that's another way you can build trust. So we can automate as much as we like, but what we're really trying to do is build engagement. And so if we can use an automatic trigger to then build engagement with our customers and have a manual conversation, that's also good as well. So that template of 4 emails that Allison personalized and we automated made $14,000. Let's have a look at the sales. High ticket item here, Allison was booking in for a consult. So 4 sales, we started at $3,000 and then we upped it to $5,000. And if we have a look at these sales here, this in the middle here is the action email stats. So the first one here, so this one here came through and watched till the end, didn't book in for a session. And then got the email 24 hours later that says, hey, you didn't book in for a session. And how about you do? And then the customer booked in for a session, became a customer. Okay. Now the next one came along and registered for the webinar, then missed the webinar. Got the missed webinar email, and clicked through, went to the next session, and then booked in for a session, became a customer. And then this one here needed some extra work. There was an early exit, and then there was a stay until the end and didn't book, and then booked in for a session and then became a customer. So if Allison didn't, you know, follow up on both of those occasions, this person wouldn't have become a customer. In fact, all of these people wouldn't have become customers. And so this last one here missed the webinar and went through the process again. So that's $13,991 in sales, all came from the follow-up. Literally 100% wouldn't have happened without this action-based follow-up. So you can see now where it was in Allison's best interest to be that sort of controlling and scared of failure to put this stuff in place before she launched. Otherwise, she wouldn't have made $13,991. She wouldn't have continued her business because she wouldn't have been able to reinvest this money into her business, and then she wouldn't have continued. Hands up if that's you know, sounds like you. Yeah, good one, David. Really important factor there that you've mentioned. We need to plan these emails based around what someone did or didn't do, and be very, very specific about our communication. You did this, so we're going to reward you. You didn't do this, so we're going to talk to you about that, so that we are basing it on their action, not just sending one email fits all, which is the old way of doing things. So now what if they still don't take any action? What if they get those action-based emails and still don't take the action that we need? What do you think we do there? It's time to build some trust, okay? That's what we need to do. So I want you to meet Pauline Delany. Pauline made $21,000 in sales, all from the follow-up. Now, Pauline had a problem. She was making some sales, but she wasn't making enough sales for her business to be viable and just go down this webinar promotion and selling her product path, okay? Yeah, good, give more value, good. And so, sorry, I've jumped forward there. So she wasn't making enough sales. She was worried about how she was going to sustain this business moving forward. and she was spending a lot of money on ads. She was getting a good return. She was just in profit, okay? And so what we did was we implemented the trust phase to get people to trust her more and back onto the webinar. Would you like me to show you how we did that? Yeah, good one. Good one. Thank you. Appreciate that. So the solution was we implement the action that we just talked about with Allison. We implement that first, okay? And then we put in the trust phase. Now, the trust phase for Pauline was just 3 emails, okay? And these 3 emails were worth $15,000 of the $21,000 that she made from the follow-up, okay? But if you're writing this down, you're going to write down 5 trust emails. And the reason why it's 5 is we've tested. Pauline, we tested 3, and then we tested 21. And then 21 was just a random number. We tested 21, and then we tested 3, and then we tested 15. And then we realized that we needed to test more. So we tested 5 and then 10, and then 5 became the sweet spot. The least amount of work for the most amount of return in building trust, okay? And so, so 5 emails for you, but we just did 3 for Pauline. Had we have done more, we would have got more out of this part of the process as well. So, first email. If you're one of the many people who's frustrated that you can't get any traction online, you're probably feeling that no one even knows that you're there, okay? So we start to talk about the pain straight away, okay? You feel invisible. Now, this is our template. Pauline just personalized this. While it's great to know you're not alone, it would be even better to know how to get past it, right? Well, I can help. Based on my experience, this has the answers. How would you like to be, have potential clients coming to you? How great would it be, sorry, to have potential clients coming to you rather than having to chase them? Feel like you're starting to get noticed online and your business is really taking off. This can all come true. Click here and I'll show you how to make it happen. And so when they click through on this click here, you know, this can help you make it happen. They go through to a page. That page looks like this. There's a heading at the top, as you can see there, and there's a video on there of Pauline. This one's 5 minutes, and a video sales letter, not even a sales letter, actually, Raymond. This is that problem. We agitate the problem, we talk about the problem, we agitate, we dig into the pain of it, and then we just give one simple solution, okay? And that simple solution is something you can click away and go and do right now to implement to see something get a little bit better, okay? Just a little bit of content. And then see down the bottom here, this is the really important part of this process. Down the bottom here, we've got want more, register here for our next live training, okay? And they click through and they register again for the next webinar coming up. That's email number 1. Email number 2, lo and behold, is almost exactly the same. Here I come again with the email I promised you yesterday. I come bearing gifts. But first, did you have a chance to watch the video I sent you yesterday? I hope you did, because it'll make a difference, blah, blah, blah. If you want, it's because I want to overcome this that I'm emailing you again today. I want you to overcome this. If you click on the link below, it'll take you to my second gift. Yesterday, I told you I understood how I feel and how you feel, and I really do. That's how I know today's gift will be even more valuable for you. Click through, and there we go. Lo and behold, when you click through, we go through to another web page. No other distractions, no sidebar, no menu at the top, no links down the bottom, nothing like that. Just the heading, the video, and a button to click through to the next session of the webinar, okay? Again, 5.5 minutes here, 5.5 minutes of content, pure value, that's it. We just give away content every 24 hours. Email number 1, content. Email number 2, content. And then lo and behold, email number 3. Hey, did you watch the first 2 gifts I've given you? If not, here they are again. Go back and check in your emails. These are the subject lines you're looking for. And now today's gift. What is it? You're going to get your hands on something that will dramatically increase your client's sign-up rate. Click through now. So email number 1, content. Email number 2, content. Email number 3, content. Exactly the same format. These 3 emails made Pauline $15,000. These 3 templated emails that Pauline personalized, created the content for, made Pauline $15,000, okay? Just by building trust and giving away little snippets to empower her customers or potential customers. So let's have a look at the numbers. Of the $27,000 in the first month that we were running this for Pauline, 2 sales came straight from the webinar. 2 sales came from the action-based follow-up. So $6,000 in sales came from the action-based follow-up, like we were talking about with Pauline before. Sorry, not Pauline, Allison before. And then if we have a look here, there are 5 sales here that came straight from the trust building component. So these people, a lot of them had early exited and still didn't take the action to get back onto the webinar. So then they went through this, I call it pre-content, pre them getting to the end. So this trust building phase that we have here, and they received every single trust email. And then it's only on the last one, they've clicked through and registered for the webinar again, so that they could, improve their learning. Now, because these stats were, they went through all the way through to the last one, we thought, oh, we better put some more trust in. And that's when we started testing more than just the 3, okay? So every single one of these people had some action that they didn't do. So we sent the action and then needed some more trust. 5 sales came from the trust, $15,000 in sales just from the trust, okay? $21,000 all from the follow-up. 77% of these sales wouldn't have happened without the follow-up. Do you think Pauline has the secret to doubling her sales? In actual fact, Pauline's more than doubled her sales, hasn't she? She's more than tripled her sales just by implementing the follow-up. The important part here is Pauline would have made $6,000 if she didn't put the follow-up in place. $6,000 only without the follow-up, and she's made $21,000, $15,000 from this trust phase. Super important. Who wants another 30K on top of that? Put 30K into the chat box if you want to earn another 30K on top of this. Good one. Thank you, Jenny. Yeah, good. Thank you. And this is the conversion phase, okay? So let's take a look and see what the conversion phase looks like. I want you to meet Belinda Kerr. Now, Belinda was a little bit more advanced than the other 2, and let me show you why. Belinda made $50,000 all from the follow-up. Now, this is from a 2-month period for this one, $50,000 just from the follow-up, okay? Belinda was making many sales before, and she had so much advertising cost, though, that was being wasted. So she had the formula right. She was paying to advertise. She was getting people onto her webinar. She was getting them onto calls, and she was able to convert them. Okay, but she wanted to scale. She wanted to make this business better. She wanted to close down the rest of her business and just work on this. Okay, but so much advertising was being wasted. You know, that 75, that 3,000 out of 4,000 was still being wasted. So she needed more. She needed to get more out of the webinar to grow and scale this business. Who wants to see the solution? Good one, thank you. So the solution was, first, of course, we put the action-based follow-up in place. That's where we start, action, okay? Then we put the trust follow-up that we were just talking about with Pauline. We put that in place. In actual fact, we put 5 in place for Belinda, not the 3. And then the final is the conversion. So these 6 templated emails that Belinda personalized made her $30,000. $50,000 from the follow-up, $30,000 from these conversion emails. Would you like to see the conversion emails? Yeah, good one, thank you. So first email, thank you for watching the webinar. I think often in the overwhelm of running a business, we all are guilty of looking for an easier way, a quick win. Who's that? Yeah, I'm that. Now, while there are many things that you can do to improve your performance, and quickly, there's no getting away from the fact that to build a successful business for the long term takes the right skills, the right mindset, and commitment to doing whatever it takes. So these emails are, you've stayed all the way until the end. So we start talking in a slightly different language here to start getting your attention, what we're moving towards. I have some advice for you in today's video regarding the magic pills. They can be dangerous. My short email series is almost at the end, so thank you for your interest and enjoy this short video tip, okay? And so Belinda teaches recruitment businesses or recruitment agents how to improve their business or start their own recruitment business, okay? And so lo and behold, look what happens. When you click through from this email, we go through to another video, another page with another video, but the most important point here is instead of instead of come back along to the webinar, because they've stayed until the end now, we want them to book in for a strategy session. Or if this was a selling from the webinar, it would be buy this product now. Want to make life better? Click here now and to buy the product. Okay. And so, so that's email number one. And so we have a little bit of upper level. You know, if we think the webinar is here in the middle and our trust building phase, get someone to trust us to get to the webinar thing and knowledge as well. And then we've got our webinar. These conversion style videos are just an upper level trust style video, okay? And book in for a free strategy session or buy the product. So, so then email number two is this, this drive email. So we do one content email or one conversion trust email, and then we do what I call a drive email. Okay, and that's this one. It was great to see you at my recent webinar. Most people who came along to the webinar were feeling frustrated and overwhelmed by the constant flow of challenges they face in growing their recruitment agency. See there, we're digging into the pain again. You probably felt the same way. The problem is most people join the webinar, then walk away and do nothing, so nothing changes. That's most of us, isn't it? If you're tired of all that frustration and you want to do something about it, you'll love this special opportunity I've created for people like you, people who are ready to do something to grow their business. I'd like to offer you the opportunity to work with me one-on-one for free. Book a strategy call now. And so basically we're softly saying to them, book in for a strategy call. Or in the other version of these that are direct sell directly from the webinar, buy the product now. Okay, so there was the content email. And then there is this, this drive email. And I'm not going to show the others because it's a repeat, basically. So then there is another content email and then another drive email. And then the final one that we do is actually, instead of content, we do a case study. Just like the case studies I'm showing you here and now, we would do a case study like that. So we do a case study and then we do a final drive email. All the while, we put a bit of urgency into there. There's a selling, you know, the slots are selling out or the product is selling out. The special's only on for 10 days, you know, that sort of communication. And so let's have a look at the stats. So there is 65,000-ish in sales. Yeah, exactly right, Raymond, some urgency there and some limitations there. So these first three sales here came straight from the webinar, okay? So $15,000 in sales straight from the webinar. So you can see she's doing a pretty good job already. Then here, 4 sales came from the trust. So $20,000 in sales came directly from the trust building component. So the action and the trust building component combined. And then if you have a look down here, look at this big, look at this, all of this, there's all of this trust, there's all of this action, and then all of this post-webinar conversion process as well. That 6 sales came from this part of the process. So that's $30,000 in sales. Wouldn't have happened if Belinda didn't follow up after the webinar to make sure to get people to book in for a session in this case. $30,000 in sales. That's more than she made directly from the webinar. Okay, $49,970 in sales, all from the follow-up. $30,000 in sales just from following up after someone has stayed until the end. 76% of these sales wouldn't have happened without the follow-up. 76% of sales. Belinda has absolutely got the secret to doubling her sales, hasn't she? Yeah, good one, thank you. In actual fact, Belinda has again more than tripled her sales, almost quadrupled her sales, just by implementing follow-up into this webinar process. So this is the minimum you need to get the most out of the follow-up around your webinars, okay? I'm just putting it into a summary for you. So we need action emails, 4 of them, worth $14,000 to Allison, these templated action emails. We need trust emails, 5 of them. I know with Pauline I showed you 3, but we're actually going to implement 5 to get the best out of this process. Conversion content emails, 3 of them. Remember, content, content, case study. And then conversion drive emails. We need 3 of them. They made $30,000, that conversion part of the process for Belinda. Who wants to take that $3,000 now that we wasted in the beginning, you know, marketing our business, and make an extra 60K out of that in their business. Who'd like to do that? Yeah, good one, good one. Great. And then to do so, then we follow a similar process to what we've just talked about today. Now, just to remind you, these extra sales are totally free. Okay. No more marketing dollar spent to get any of these sales in whatsoever, and no more extra effort once the follow-up has been put in place. Okay. All you have to do is follow up. Now, Tom Hua, we all know who Tom Hua is, the founder of Click Seminars, and worked with him on quite a number of events and things in the past. Now, for Tom, we actually implemented this for his Primo, the first time we started selling Primo 3 online as well. And I don't have a spreadsheet to show you on that one because it's more than one screen long, but he made $100,000 in sales in the first period that we were testing this for. And just over 50% of those sales came from the follow-up. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is all of these ladies are selling high ticket items. So it's a little bit more difficult there to convert a high ticket item, even if you're doing it from a sales call. But in Tom's case, he was selling directly from the webinar, and he was either selling a $19.97 per year or $197 per month product, and you know, made more than 50% of his sales based on the follow-up as well. So so this works in both of those processes as well. All you have to do is follow up. So today I promised to teach you the 3 things you don't know about follow-up to get double the webinar sales, or more than double the webinar sales now, spending less time in your business without increasing your marketing spend. So how did I do? What are the 3 things? What are the 3 key times that you have to follow up to get this? What are they? Thank you, thank you. First one is action. Good one. Thank you, Philip. Second one is trust. Good one. Thank you, Jenny. And the third one is action, trust, conversion. Yeah, good one. Good one. Thank you. Appreciate that. Good to see. I just want to make sure you've got those 3 steps in there. So here's the real opportunity that I see for you. On every single one of your webinars, there are sales opportunities that are being missed because you're not following up, or you're not following up effectively. Okay, it's super important, super powerful. It's not about finding customers exactly when they're ready to buy from us. It's about nurturing those leads until they are ready to buy from us. And we want to do it automatically, or as much as we can automatically. It's about relationship marketing. We build a relationship with those customers until they're ready to buy from us. And of course, we want to be front of mind with them when they start thinking about a solution, rather than telling them now is the time to buy from us. You know, we nurture. Exactly right. At least 7 touch points. Good one. By giving away this content for free, we build trust. We position ourselves as the expert that someone wants to work with, instead of just being this bull at a gate telling people they have to work with you. You show them why they have to work with you, and you build that trust with you. Okay, here's the problem that I see for you. You've got so much to learn in your business, in your webinars, and follow-up is potentially the last thing on your mind. Would you agree? I don't want to see any yeses. It should be the first thing on your mind. We just spent 45 minutes together. Okay, so by the time you're ready, you'll have forgotten half of what we've been through here today. And then there are so many things to think about it. Again, hadn't thought of it. Yeah, good one, Margaret. And so give me a yes if you'd be interested in me just doing it for you. Now I've got your attention. Good one, good one. Well, if it's okay with you, I'd like to tell you about a service and coaching that I have called the follow-up formula. It's the follow-up formula, action, trust, conversion. Would that be okay if I told you about that? Yeah, good one, good one. Thank you, appreciate that. So in the follow-up formula, action, trust, conversion, you're going to get all of the automation templates, all of the email templates that we just went through there today, and more based around the webinar marketing. So I'm going to give you the templates, I'm going to give you the emails, I'm going to show you the system, and I'm going to show you how to use them so you can automate everything in your webinar just like I do, okay? Just like Pauline did, just like Allison did, just like Belinda did, and just like Tom did as well. Just follow my system for the results, okay? So you're going to get the Webinar Maximizer campaign. You're going to get a campaign for appointment booking or for direct sale from the webinar as well, okay? Depending on which version you are. So Webinar Maximizer, you're also going to get the Appointment Maximizer campaign. So if you do use appointments, we can maximize, make sure as many people turn up as we can. And then the Survey Maximizer, after someone books an appointment, we always get them to do a questionnaire to pre-qualify them, okay? And so you'll get that campaign as well. You get all 5 licenses for these, and these sell at $2,997 as a package. You're also going to get online training for 4 weeks. First, I'm going to teach you how to personalize the campaigns to make them your own. So that means the action-based follow-up is going to be done, okay? It means the trust-based follow-up is also going to be done. I'm going to extract out of you the best possible content that you can do to make sure you're building trust and building that relationship with your customers. And then the conversion-based follow-up is also going to be done. And then how to make it all happen, pardon me, how to make it all happen automatically. So I teach you how to do all of this in the 4 weeks of training. And this 4 weeks sells at $1,497, okay? Now you are ready for this if you're already marketing your webinars or if you're about to start marketing your webinars. Pardon me, you just need to want to, pardon me, double your sales, okay? Who wants to double their sales in their webinars? Yeah, good one, thank you, appreciate that. So you're also going to get 3 months of live Q&A. So it's every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Melbourne time, which is in the evening UK time, and it is in the afternoon in USA time for those of you that are there. And you know what? If we get a lot of your UK customers, we might do a slight change of time to suit you guys as well. So so you can absolutely get onto that call. It means no more hurdles. Every single question that you have, I can answer for you on those calls. You get me live answering all of your questions and full recordings as well. We stream it live to our Facebook group so that you can watch them later as well. Now I consult at $297 an hour. You get me for 12 hours. Okay, do the math on that. Now this sells at $997 just for the 3 months of Q&A package also. You're also going to get 3 months of private Facebook group access. So all of your questions in between the Q&A calls get answered through our Facebook group. So this is so vital and so important. You can see other people's questions and get the answer to them before you even ask them as well. Super cool. Now you learn from other people's questions, learn from what others are doing in their business. A wonderful group of people to network with, and you get all of your questions answered. This sells at $997. Now, how much have you enjoyed the last hour with me? You can be honest. Yeah, good, thank you, appreciate that. So instead of an hour, how would you like to spend 2 whole days with me? 2 whole days where I can take you by the hand and take your follow-up from this level that we get to in the course up to this level, automating other things in your business to take your business up to this next level, automating the follow-up in your business so that you can be a master. 2 days of live training about automating the follow-up in the rest of your business, okay? Not this webinar stuff, because we'll have this down pat, but it's the rest of your business. Follow up with more leads, follow up with more customers, and follow up with more of your internal team so that you can be more efficient and making more money and giving more value. Now, tickets to this are $997. So here's what you're going to receive today. Follow-up formula, automation, templates, and campaigns. You're going to get 4 weeks of online training. You're going to get 3 months of live Q&A, 3 months of private Facebook group, 2 days of live training. Total value of this is $7,485, okay? So you want to be saving money. Who out there wants to save some money in this process as well? Would that be good? Yeah, good one, thank you. So you're going to need KEAP. And so, like I said earlier, KEAP is where we run all of these campaigns to make all of this marketing automation happen for you. Okay. Now, I'm going to get to you. I've secured a special deal for you guys only. It's almost 50% off KEAP Pro for the lifetime that you have it. So it's usually, if you go to the website, it's $149, and you will get it from me for $99 per month. Okay. So over a year, that's a saving of around $840 US. Now, that's over a year. Imagine over the lifetime of your business how much you'll save here. So this is yours today only. You can't even get this price from KEAP directly. That's valued at $840. Okay, so you also get in there an upgrade at the moment. If an upgrade at the moment, so normally you get 500 contacts, but we've got 2,500 contacts in there for you, so that you're getting even more than you can get from them directly. So here's what you'll get today: the templates, the training, the Q&A, the Facebook group, the live training as well. 50% off KEAP for life. That's $8,325 in value. So what is the cost, I want to ask you, of doing all of this yourself and making the mistakes? I've literally spent tens of thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours perfecting this system so that you don't have to. So $8,325 is a drop in the ocean in comparison of what it could cost you. Exactly right, David, lost sales. More importantly, what is the opportunity cost to you? How much is it going to cost you every single day that you aren't following up and you're losing sales? How much are you wasting in marketing spend every single day that you aren't following up? So my special offer for you today is an $8,325 system with me as your mentor. You get me on your team. If all it did was get you one extra sale, would it be worth it? If all it did was help you double your sales, would it be worth it? The goal here, though, is for much, much more than that, isn't it? So it's not just about doubling your sales. You saw the ladies, they tripled their sales or got sales when they wouldn't have got any sales before. It's about getting you to the maximum profit you can absolutely be. But something tells me you'd like an even better deal than that. Who wants a better deal? Who's the better deal, people? Yeah, good one. Good one. Thank you. One of us, only one of us, or two of us want a better deal. Anyone else would like a better deal? Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. So my special offer for you today, only $8,325 would be worth it for the amount of money that it can bring into your business. But Tom's asked me to do an even better deal. So if you can put down $297 on a credit card today, and then 2 monthly payments of $297. So instead of $8,325, you pay just $891 in total, and you have me on your team for 3 months. Okay, 3 months, me on your team. Save $7,434. So who wants to save another $200? Anyone out there likes to get even better bargains? Yeah, good one. Good one. Thank you. Appreciate that. So if you invest just $697 upfront right now, you spend $194 saving on marketing your business, buying a new TV, whatever it is you want to spend it on. And so that becomes either $297 down and 2 monthly payments of $297, or just $697 upfront and save almost $200 there. Now, this deal works out at around $8 a day. Seriously, would you want to invest $8 a day in your business to get double, triple, even more the sales in your business? Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? So truly, if this program got you one extra customer, it's paid for itself. So all you have to do is go to clickseminars.live/Jason. Okay. Jasdeep Singh was sitting exactly where you are. Just had the second appointment to enroll, so the strategy call booking come through within 1 week of the automation kicking in. And this is just the automation completed at the end of week 1 of the training. Absolutely amazing results. Thanks, Jason Buckner. The system works. Many thanks, Jason Buckner, Gay Landetta. Many thanks, Jason Buckner and Christy Richmond. Just had my second automated sale for one of my products from the post-webinar campaign emails. That's the conversion phase. That takes care of this month's Infusionsoft payment. Gay was selling directly from her webinar there. Nice to wake up to. Looking forward to getting the rest of those campaigns sorted. That's just after setting one of the campaigns up. David Buttsworth, this one's funny fellow. Jason Buckner, lying in bed this morning dressed in my PJs. I don't know why he had to tell me he was dressed in his PJs, but anyway, I received a phone call from a prospect who'd received my automated email sequence over the last few months. And after receiving my email this morning, it was her time to take action. She was desperate to sign up to my program and pay me $10,234. Thanks to the technology of the follow-up formula, it made this sale conversion a breeze. Who wants that in their business? Absolutely. So if you're still unsure, what you can do is you can trial it out for 30 days. You can watch all of the training, download all of the files, get all of your questions answered every week for 4 weeks. And if within 30 days you change your mind, we refund you and we part as friends. I'm only interested in committed students that are 100% happy. If you're not happy, we can refund you and we can go our separate ways. But I want committed people in this as well that are going to do everything that I tell them to do to make this a success as well. So which means you can make a decision in 30 days based on what you learn about the system while you're in the system, rather than what you don't know about the system right now. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Now, if you invest up front, you're going to get 3 exclusive bonuses as well. Number 1, bring a friend for free. You can get a free partner to come along to the live virtual training and learn that process with you, okay? You can also get an unlimited pass to re-attend. It's not just one session. You can come to all of these sessions as many times as you want to relearn. And then the final thing is we're going to give you 2 automation hours, okay? And these automation hours are hours that you can use myself or my team automating other things in your business so that we can make that process easy for you, okay? So how many of you have learned something from me today? Yeah, good one. Thank you. Appreciate that. How many of you know that if you had my system, it would make a big difference in your business? Good one. Good one. Thank you. So here's what you'll receive today. You'll get follow-up formula templates. You'll get 4 weeks of online training. You get 3 months of live Q&A, 3 months of private Facebook group, 2 days of live training, 50% off Keep for the life of your account. Total value is $8,325. And then you'll also get these bonuses to invest up front. Bring a friend, bring a friend for free to our 2 days of live training, unlimited access to the 2 days of live training, and then bonus 2 automation hours to automate other things in your business, valued there. So special offer today only, $10,913 in value, everything right now, $297 down and 2 monthly payments of $297, or $697 upfront, save $200. Now, special bonus for the first 8 people that go ahead with this offer, you're going to get a further 50% off Keep for the first 2 months. I'm going to pay that first 50% off for you. So you pay $49.50 instead of $99 for the first 2 months. Okay, so for the first 8 people only, and get in there and get started. So learn from your own mistakes or save time and money learning from mine. Okay, click seminars.live/Jason. Thank you. My name is Jason Buckner. I hope to see you in the follow-up. Now, if anyone has any questions at all, I'm happy to hang around for a few minutes and answer any questions. Just type them into the chat box. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. Any questions at all? Otherwise, I will literally see you in the follow-up. No questions, it seems. All right, good one. Sending me an email, no problems. Thank you, Mary. Great to see everyone on there today. Just wondering about what paid ads you're talking about. Raymond, yeah, good one. So, so depending on your niche, it will depend on what's the best way to market your webinar. Now, of course, there's 3 ways to do it, or 2 ways to do it, really. Number 1 is you pay for advertising, whether that be on Facebook or LinkedIn or Udemy or something like that. You pay to get traffic to come along. Or you do a joint venture and you get somebody else to market your webinar, okay? And so either way, you pay in some way, shape, or form in the end. But I generally use Facebook ads for my webinars, and sometimes LinkedIn. you know, depending on which webinar I'm promoting, sometimes LinkedIn is very good for business to business kind of stuff. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. All right, looks like no other questions. So I will see you guys in the follow-up. Thank you, Daisy. Appreciate that. Save a lot of borrowed money, John. Yeah, well, if only. Anyway, guys, thank you. Have a great day or a great evening, and I'll see you in the follow-up.